take it away.
Good afternoon. Approximately 10 years ago, we started our Ornament Marketplace here at the Heard Museum shop. And we introduced a signature ornament, which is a limited edition of 40. And we always spotlight one artist in particular to make that piece. They are only available until the 40 are, sold out. And this year we have Jessica Tracy, Navajo artist. And then we will have artists here in the shop that will be selling their work. And we have Buddy, and Buddy will say his last name.
Tiwa.
Thank you, Buddy. We call him Buddy T. So right now we will talk to Jessica Tracy about the signature ornament and what sort of inspiration she had in creating this piece for us. So Jessica, I'm gonna hold it up.
Yeah. So it's just a silver feather with stamping on there. So it's like my first year doing this ornament show. I've always wanted to learn jewelry with my dad, and so we kind of created this piece together with with the feathers and everything. It's kind of like a signature symbol for him too. So we decided to create kind of just like do the stamping. We all thought it'd be kind of a good idea. And he's like, well, so we made the stamps, all individual stamps, to like create all these stampings on there. So it was really fun. It's my first learning experience for jewelry for sure. I've always wanted to learn how to do jewelry, and this is what we came up with. So it was really a fun process to do. So
Jessica's father is the renowned jeweler Ray Tracy, and so they were able to work together. And Jessica is studying fashion design,
yes.
and this is part of it too, that she'll be able to be designing jewelry with her dad and learning all about silversmithing.
Yes.
And her father will be in the shop during the market, and she will probably make a surprise guest appearance then as well in March.
Yep.
So
Yep.
yeah. And then Buddy will be, he's made several types of ornaments that he'll be showing on November 26th, which is a kind of Black Friday day. That's when we start our Ornament Marketplace. And these things will be available, so Buddy can show us some of his examples.
Hello, my name is Buddy Tiwa. I'm from Sapalavi, Second Mesa, Hopi. I was asked to do my first ornament show last year. I waited and waited for the call. The call finally came in, and I gladly accepted to come down and do the ornament show. It was kind of up in the air last year because of the COVID, but this year seems to be lifting a little bit, and it seems to be doing a lot better. But I'm excited about this upcoming show, and I was really grateful to be asked to join the other artists in doing the ornament show. But a lot of my work, I'm more or less known as for my carvings. But the ornaments that I do are made out of wood, and it's really nice. It's really relaxing to kind of get away from the carving and do something where it's not so tedious. So you're not really stressed out trying to do like a lot of detailed carving. It's just relax and paint. But these are some of my ornaments that I made. I don't know if you can see them. These are made out of Baltic birch wood, and some of these little hummingbirds, I add a little bit of turquoise on them to kind of highlight them a little bit. But these are all done with mixed media. Some of them I used airbrush combined with acrylic paints, and then they're all sealed with polyurethane, a water-based polyurethane, so they'll have long-lasting effects with your families. You can hand them down to generation, I guess, I hope. This is a little pottery design that I did. These were all cut out. Here's a little headdress that I did. I just wanted to do a variety of different things so people can choose from them. And I think the market last year was really, really good. And it's also good to have like a variety of stuff that people can choose from. And this is actually one of my paintings, one of my prints. And I had this mounted onto wood. This is something new for me. A lot of my stuff I sell now online, and one of my favorite people was looking online and they saw me doing these kind of earrings, and her name is Laura, and she works for the Heritage. She said, "Oh my God, that would look so great as an ornament." So right away I went back to the drawing board and I did a few of these, but these are actually some of my prints that I put on wood. And that's basically about it. I'm doing a lot of variety of different things, and I hope to see y'all here for the ornament show.
Buddy, if I could have you just hold up those ornaments to the camera to your left, to your far left. All right, and then, yep, that one. A little bit closer in, if you wouldn't mind. I believe the camera's on the other side, my apologies.
Oh,
Yeah, is that
that one?
Is that better?
Yes, that's better.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All of them?
Just as we keep going through, you can go ahead and show a few more. But Laura, if you want to keep going with the program.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Okay, then in the, we've changed our concept just a little bit for our Ornament Marketplace. And what we are doing is we are highlighting a few artists here in the Herd shop, and we have asked artists to come here and sell their work. So we will have several artists here that weekend, which is the 26th through the 28th of November, and they will be selling their work. Some of the ones that we are going to feature in the shop these are a Santa Clara artist, and her name is Kawani Povey Winder, and she's worked in wood, which is all, you know, carved wood, and then she's doing acrylic as well. So these are two completely new styles. We have never had her work in here before, and it's really exciting to get new artists, and she is Santa Clara. So those are some exciting ones. And then we have an artist this year also that he has created two of our signature ornaments in the past. And this year he's made copper pieces. So we have really never had copper pieces, and he's, you know, used a lot of different designs, butterflies, a Christmas tree, stars, an angel. He's got all sorts of different, you know, traditional looking Christmas styles. And these are all made out of copper. And then we have some designs by Jessica's father, Ray. And these are silver plated brass. This is an eagle head. And gold plated brass in the same style. These are his designs. And then what he's famous for, the feathers, same materials. Then we have a Zuni Navajo artist named Brad Pantea. We have carried his work in the past, and it's been a few years, so now we've got more of his designs back. He works in stainless steel and stones, and he's made a lot of really unusual styles that we've never had before, like a little pottery, little pottery design, and turtle. So we have some different designs with the stones. And the hummingbird. So, and then we have Adrian Wall, who's from Jemez Pueblo, and these are glass, and we have never had these before. They have kind of an opalescence about the glass, so these are really quite interesting. There's some beautiful designs on his. And most people, when they purchase an ornament, these will go down into the generations, and they always have some sort of a meaning. They remember that they were at the Herd Museum when they purchase this ornament. They have a little story about it. And it's something that they're gonna take out every single year and be able to enjoy and watch, on their tree. So it's always pretty exciting. And our signature ornament is something, that Jessica has made that really has a lot of meaning to many of our collectors. Well, 40 of them. So, because there's 40 pieces, 40 collectors, but we have the same customers have collected these ornaments every year. So they've got trees set aside where they have, the signature ornament on it. So it's really a really spectacular thing. And it's also exclusive, it's just exclusive to the Herd Museum. It's not available anywhere else. And we love that in the shop. And then Buddy has been doing this for a couple of years, but he has never done ornaments before until 2 years ago?
Yes.
So we kind of, worked on that together and said, hey, let's do this. And he's a great demonstrator. He actually started working here at the Herd as a demonstrator, right?
Right.
Tell us about your other mediums.
Well, I used to work not too far from here. I worked across the street, and a friend of mine had told me about the Herd Museum, and all I know the Herd Museum as is where I used to bring my carvings and sell them. And she told me about the demonstrator, and I said, "What's a demonstrator?" And she explained, you sit there and you can carve, you can paint, and people watch you, ask questions. And so I finally said, okay, I'll do it. She said, just try it, just try one weekend. So I remember coming here for the weekend and brought what few items that I had. And I was demonstrating, people were coming. And this is when the Herd Museum was going full blast. People were coming from all over the place. And it's like, it was exciting to see how far people had come just to come to the museum. They heard so much about it. So I started carving, and people were saying, well, can you do an owl katina? Can you do an eagle katina? I said, yeah, sure. So I would add that to my little list. And eventually my orders for the katina dolls grew, started growing. So I went back to my boss and I told him that I would like to give my 30-day notice, and I was going to be a full-time demonstrator. He asked too, what's a demonstrator? So I explained to him what I was going to do, and he was pretty upset because when I was a collector, I was making pretty good money, and I enjoyed my job. I was really successful at what I did then. So after he calmed down, he said, go ahead and do it. But he said, if things don't work out, you're more than welcome to come back. So I said, okay. So I left and talked to a friend of mine, and we sat down, worked out a budget. And sure enough, I was making enough to support myself. And so that's what I did every weekend. And it just grew from there. And then I got involved with the Herd Museum. I never knew about the Herd Museum show, what a big show it was. And I got an application for that, filled that out. I got in, was very successful at that show. And then people were talking about the Santa Fe Indian Market, and I didn't know nothing about that either. So I met some guy, and he said, I'll send you an application, filled that out, and I got in the following year. But all these things, I hadn't realized how they're going to get me to where I'm at today. But I love art. I enjoy art. I've been doing art since I sold my first Kachina doll when I was 8 years old. And then it just seemed like things started happening good for me. I got involved with also a guy said he ran the Trail of Painted Ponies. And that was like a big deal, we went all over the place, and I created some real nice limited edition horses and got involved with that. But I still go back to my number one thing, which is carving the Katsina dolls. So as far as being, I don't know, I think I owe a lot of my success. I owe a lot of my the good things that came to me to the Herd Museum, they got me involved with a lot of different things, and so far it's been uphill since then. And I just sent in another application for the Herd Museum. Evidently, they're going to have the show coming back in March, and I got accepted to that. So I'm really excited to get back out into the open and show my work again. But that's about where I'm at today.
And that's a good place.
Mhm.
And Jessica, you're studying fashion design, so how do you feel that that's going to help you with doing these things? And I hope that you will do an ornament for us next year too.
Oh, I would love to. I would love to. Yeah, it's so fun doing it this year, even though, yes, like you said, my dad being so stressful, but you know, I got it through, but it was really fun to do. I enjoyed the experience very much.
And how do you feel inspired to be a silversmith and continue?
Gosh, I still have a lot to learn. Of course, watching my dad, he's been doing it for like 50 years. So watching him, it looks so easy, but it's not. And so I have a lot of practice, and you know, but it's fun though. It's really fun and interesting how everything comes together and how it's made, and just watching him, I'm just like in awe of it. It's really cool. So I'm glad we get to like do this with him. So I'm very excited about it.
And it's exciting. This is your first project.
Yeah.
This is exciting, and it's the signature ornament for the Herd Museum.
Yeah, that is really, really cool.
Yeah.
And I feel very honored for that. So thank you very much.
Oh, it's great. We feel honored to have both of you and many more that will be here at the shop. So we do, like I said, we will have several artists here showing, and all of the ornaments are unique, one-of-a-kind pieces that are made from materials that the artists have chosen and the designs that the artists have chosen. And they're only available, you know, when they're available. So it's really important if you want to get some of these special pieces that, you know, you come early and shop, because and you get to meet the artist, and you can speak with them about all their different experiences in art. So that's always a really great thing. I think that's maybe my most happy moments at the Herd Museum since I've worked here, is dealing directly one-on-one with artists.
Yeah.
Because I really love you guys. We're all kindred spirits. So I always feel like that's one of the greatest parts of working here. You get to meet the artist. You can sometimes suggest things and come together with designs, and always trying to think and make things work, you know, so it's always a fun thing. And you have never made an ornament before either, until a few years ago.
I think you brought up a good point earlier about, like, when you do the ornaments, when you come here and purchase one of the ornaments, they are one of a kind. And it's really exciting when these people, to just see them hold it, you know, they don't want to let it go. They don't want to put it back down. And it's a good feeling when they go, well, what does this sign mean? What does this mean? Explain it to me. And you get the opportunity to, you know, to explain it to them. And sometimes it does get emotional, because some people have lost loved ones, and they say, oh, my sister really loved butterflies. Oh my God, I gotta have that butterfly. I gotta have that hummingbird. A hummingbird came to my window the other day. It's like, they have stories also. If you sit there and you listen and you make that connection. And I always tell them, you know, don't just be a customer, be a friend. So I end up giving my little card and say, call me. You know, you don't just have to be buying something. You can be a friend of mine. We can communicate. And since last year's ornament show, I'm still in contact with some of these people. And it, you know, it's a good feeling that, you know, that they genuinely care about you, that they talk about that. Remember that ornament I bought? Remember? And say yes. And sometimes they start squabbling about it, because they say, if you put that down, I'm going to buy it. So that's why they hang on to it. They hang on to it. They don't want to put it down. They, well, that's mine. Like, well, you better hang on to it then. And then that, you know, it's a really good feeling when you know that they are going to take the ornament back with it. It's just not an ornament. It's just not something they're going to put on a tree. They have some sentimental ties to that ornament, and that's a good feeling. You know, it's not just a wood painted. It's not just metal with stamps on it. There's feeling in it. you get to know what I'm sure she was thinking of things as she was stamping. It's like, oh, let me just pound a hole here. There's thoughts that go into that. You're thinking about things. That's a good feeling, to know all that stuff too. They want to know the whole story. How did you come up with that? The feather. How did you come up with that design? What inspired you? And it's good to tell them the whole story about it.
Well, there's a big sense of pride when you're making these things.
Yes.
And if you're, so do you feel inspired to make something totally different, like next year?
Yeah. It seemed like I'm always up for a challenge, and sometimes I look around and see kind of what other people are doing, and oh, nobody's done this, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. Just to see, get the feel of it. If it takes off, it takes off. If it don't, then back to the drawing board. But yeah, it's good to, and a lot of it is just it's like a personal challenge. It's not. I'm not competing with anybody. I'm not thinking I'm better than anybody. It's just my own thing. It's like I want to see if I can do it, or can I do things different.
And that's what's so great. The artists that we have coming in are so different from each other. Every design is so different, and they all have a different feeling about why they made that particular design, why they chose, to put these designs in the glass. I mean, there's just so many things that have gone into this, and just such a sense of pride from all the artists. And our signature ornament, that's going to make a great pendant on somebody too. That's an easy thing to do.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of did it here too already with the necklace I'm wearing as well. So it's like a little pendant as well. So
did you make that yourself?
Yes, I did.
See what I mean? She's beginning Silversmith. She's already wearing her own pieces. So that's great. But usually our signature ornament, because it's the sterling silver, it's something that can be worn as a piece of jewelry.
Yes.
And oftentimes I'll be working here and I'll see somebody walk in, I'll go, that was that signature ornament from 3 years ago. And I get very excited when I see them wearing it, and I'm like, oh, they've got that on. And even this artist, that does all these different designs, I will often see people wear these as a piece of jewelry. So these are really interesting. And all of these actually could be worn as a piece of jewelry. Maybe the glass will be a little heavy. But the rest of it, it's just an easy piece to be able to wear. So they are kind of double duty. So that's another thought process that goes into making these pieces. So they can actually be worn as jewelry, or they can be, this could be hung in a window as a sun catcher.
Wow.
So there's a lot of things that can happen with some of these pieces. So you can also enjoy it all year long. It's not just something for the holidays. But, it's nice to have that flair on it. And some of the artists that we're bringing in, we've got a painter, I think he's making little canvas pieces. So I'm excited to even see, I know one of the artists is making some boards, and they've got gold and silver foil on them. They're beautiful. And then they have some wood where you can see all the rings inside the wood, and then they're drawing petroglyph designs on it. So that's pretty exciting. And there's just some really nice things that are coming out. And I think that because of an event like this at the Heard Museum, we're actually making the thought process a little bit deeper. And I think a lot of the artists are trying to come up with new and different things, and not to outdo each other or to do anything like that. But I think that they're coming up with some really unique designs to make these such a collectible item that you're going to want to have, at least a few of these every single year. And of course, we always put the bushel little baskets out, and people fill them up and buy lots of ornaments.
Yes.
So that's the good part about it, because everything's so unique and so different. And, of course, when they have guests at their home, they can tell a story about each and every piece and how they met the artist. And it's just always really exciting. So I think that, again, you'll have inspiration for next year, both of you. It should be pretty exciting, I would think. So, and then the market, both of you would probably be doing the market in March. Jessica maybe only just part-time, but that's okay. But Buddy, you'll have a booth.
Yes.
So how do you feel about all these events at the Heard? I mean, are they advancing your career by doing things like this?
Yes, I think, well, like I said earlier, the Heard Museum is like a big name I mean, it's like it carries a lot of power. And it's like when I talk to some of the people, they go, we came all the way to the herd. We want to see the herd. I mean, these people come from overseas. They come from faraway states, and they go, well, my cousin told me about the herd, and we got to see the herd. We want to see the herd. And that's a good feeling to be a part of that, because when people say, oh my God, you sell your stuff at the herd. Oh my God, you've been at the herd show. It's like, yes, to them, it's like you're really something, you know, you've made it, you're at the top. And that's a good feeling to know that the herd puts out that kind of, I don't know what the word is, that people look at you that at a higher standard, I guess, that you're showing your work at the Herd Museum. And it's like when it gets close to the Herd Museum show itself, the intensity, the excitement, the stomach rumbling, you can't wait, you want to get to the show, you want to show what you've done, you want to explain your work to these people. And it's like, and what's even more exciting too is these people that have been coming for years, they reappear every year. Oh my God, I planned my vacation for the show. Oh my God, I put off this thing so I can come to the show. So that's exciting too, to know that these people are making it a priority to come to the show, to see what's going on, see what's happening. And I know that this it's kind of going to be, to me, it's kind of up and down, because I know, what we've been going through. It's been an emotional roller coaster. And, you read places too that, we've lost some artists. And that's really hard to take too, like knowing these people made it, they did really good for themselves, just like up in Prescott, where they lost an artist up there, and they donated a real nice chair, a bench that people could sit on, and they put it in his memory. And that's really nice to know that, that people are looking up to the artist, and you're just not somebody that can do silver. You're not just somebody that can paint. It's more meaningful than that. It's a really good feeling that you produce something that people are gonna to cherish forever, for a long, 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 long time. I see people send me pictures of like stuff that I did way back when. It's like I try not to laugh, but I have to. It's like, and then I compare from when I started to where I'm at now. It's like a total difference. But I can't say enough about the herd. They've been really good to me. They've been buying from me since who knows how long. And some of the people that work for the herd, the McGee's, they used to buy my grandfather's stuff up on the Hopi reservation. And they say, yeah, I knew your grandpa. It's like, oh my God, you know my grandpa? I get all excited. Well, yeah, we saw him going over here. We used to come in. And it's like that even made that even more personal, that these people knew my family. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited about this show, and I do hope that it continues to grow, and you're getting it, and the work that you've shown, like, oh my God, like people are doing this stuff, and then the signature piece, it's like, dang well that people are going to be, fighting over that. It's nice. It's really nice, and see her coming in and getting feedback from her dad, and taking maybe a bottle of Tylenol to deal with the stress. All right, I know what I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make it. But it's good to see that.
How will you feel when you're here in the shop in March and someone says, aren't you the one that made that signature ornament? Will it make you feel good?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It'd be like, it would be, but at the same time, I mean, I probably just be cut off for like, because it'd just be so stunning, like, oh, yeah, so.
Should be walking around with that script on Marketplace. Oh, my autograph.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, it makes a difference, because all of these things are intertwined with your artwork and the history of what you're making.
Mm-hmm.
So a little thing like an ornament can make such a huge difference in someone's life if they remember you when they see you at a bigger event. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I think that's really important too for your careers.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
hopefully you think so too.
I think so, yeah.
But it is, it's just, you know, something like this, just a little memento. And sometimes this is the way people would start collecting.
Mhm.
They'll buy a little ornament that they've seen and hear, and then they're looking for you all over to find you at a bigger
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
So these are important things, and also it makes people so happy, and they are just, they're like an heirloom for a family.
Yes.
So, you know, a young child can look at one of these pieces and always remember, that was on my mom's street every year, you know? I remember that every single year. When it gets passed down through the generations, it's a really important thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a tradition of Christmas time and enjoying the holidays.
Yep, they have their own traditions where they say, every year I buy an ornament. Every year I give it to my niece. I give one tonight. It's really nice to know that they're exchanging. And it's something small, but that small ornament, it's the world to them. Oh my gosh. If they take care of it, then they can't wait till the next year. Oh, I'm gonna put my ornament back up.
And we also, in our family too, we do an ornament gift exchange for Christmas. So we get to we each buy an ornament, then we do what is it, we get the, we can steal it, I forget what that game is.
Oh,
called,
yeah,
we
yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
So we do ornaments for one of our partners, so we have a Christmas Eve party every year. And so this year I'm like, oh, I can send in an extra one, so I can put this ornament in there.
Oh, there you go.
So
All
we'll
right.
see who gets over the ornament when they open it up and everything, so it'll be fun. But it'll be a good, because it'll be good addition, because we always buy our ornaments, but this year will be the first one that I actually made it, and so.
They'll be fighting over that one.
Oh, yeah,
They're
for
not gonna,
sure.
nobody's
So-
gonna be able to keep that one. They're gonna fight.
So
That's
it'll be
perfect.
fun.
She might even set up her own little booth at her. The gathering.
You never know. Take her some orders. she can
Right,
take care of
I
that.
know.
Well, I feel like, you know, after spending a long, hot summer in the Heard Museum shop, I'm not saying I don't love it, because I do, but I've spent the whole long, hot summer, and I always think about November, the day after Thanksgiving. It's the first big event of the year for the Heard Museum. I get so excited because, you know, and it's the first shop event. So whenever the shop's involved, you know, it's like a lot of excitement. I'm very excited about this. And we've planned for, you know, most of the summer on this type of thing. So again, because we've changed the format just a little bit, we're bringing many more artists in. And I think that there's going to be a lot more inspiration from the artist. I think a lot of you will all start thinking about next year, after this year. I think, what am I going to make? What's going to be standing out? And then again, people will keep collecting more and more of your pieces, filling up the tree. We do have a collector in Pennsylvania that has she puts up like 7 Christmas trees, and she has full trees that have themes, you know, different artists. So it's pretty exciting. She does have one tree with all the signature ornaments. She's been collecting the signature ornaments every single year since we started.
Oh, wow.
So, and I think we do have at least 10. So this is pretty exciting. So that means so much to her. And when people come in Pennsylvania to her home, and she has all these Southwestern styles, all American Indian handcrafted pieces, they're fascinated. So just remember too, that this is a worldwide thing.
Yes, it is.
The ornaments, although they're so limited, will be on our online shop for sale, and it's while supplies last. So it's very great that the world can see these pieces and something totally different.
Well, I remember the first year, last year, when he asked me to do it, it's like ornaments. It's like, my thought was the round balls people hang on the trees. I said, once, what am I gonna do? But then when I came down, when I created my own stuff, and with the hummingbirds and the butterflies, and it's like, oh my God, like my thinking changed in a second. It's like, I didn't realize how many people would be coming to buy these ornaments. I never been involved with ornaments. I never made any ornaments. I'm thinking, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna create? And then when I got here, it's like, when I've seen how it took off, and it's like, my ornaments did super good. They did really well. And I remember the following, you know, when we finished the first day, I remember going home and I was sitting there painting and painting. I want to take some more back. It's just like my inventory is going down, down, down. It's like, I don't want to just sit there with one, one ornament.
I don't want you to either.
Table.
I don't want you to either.
But I didn't realize how like a success it was for doing ornaments. And to see what you have now, it's like, oh my God, that's like, and it seemed like what we went through, a lot of these artists got more creative, they had to get creative, what can I do? What can I, because everything went online, we couldn't go out to the markets, we couldn't go to powwows, we couldn't go to events. We had to do our little photograph, put it on the internet and pray somebody, got it. But it's like now we're able to actually physically sell our stuff. Now it's getting back a little bit at a time.
Well, the most exciting thing that you will ever see at the Herd Museum shop, if you ask me, is when there's a line outside the door to get in.
Yes.
And there probably will be this year. There has been almost every year.
Yeah.
So I'll be really excited to see that because they know that these are, very limited, very one of a kind, and everybody wants first choice. So that's why it's always exciting. And when you see a lineup of people that want your work, that should make you feel good, I would hope.
But I didn't realize either how long you'd had this show going on. So it's been over like 10 years. It's like when I heard about it, it's like I was saying, how come I didn't get to go? How come?
Well, we had a different concept where we purchased all the ornaments, and
Yeah.
but now we're letting
Exactly.
artists show the work. So it's a lot different. So in the last 2 years, we've changed a lot of things. But, and again, to see the lineup at the door, that should make you feel really good about your work. And make you think about, future shows,
Yes.
future ornament marketplaces. And it's, like I said, many people will purchase several different ornaments each year to keep in their collections.
Yeah. And then someone, they come running back and go, I decided to get that one. It's like, it's gone, I knew I should. They're getting all mad at themselves and then they start fighting. Well, I told you should have got it. It's like, yeah, I know. It's like,
Well, then you know what to make the next time.
Maybe I can make more here. But yeah, it's good to see like these people that get their little baskets and it's like, they're like running from table to table. They're so afraid they're gonna miss out on something and it's good like the opening day too, because people are getting the first choice. They're getting the prime of the prime stuff, and I mean, the whole 3 days is good, but they want to get here early because their mentality is, I want to get what's
Right.
fresh one.
Right. So this, because this is your first project, Jessica, you're still going to be continuing with Creative Flow, right?
Yes, for sure. For sure. So I gotta find the time and my dad's like, you gotta come back out here. He's like, you gotta keep it consistent. Like, I know, Dad, I know. So just
Well, he's got a workshop, so you can totally have all that set up.
For real. That's why it's nice when he has workshops. He goes outside to come out here, keep at it, keep doing it. And I was like, I love that. I promise. So
And then
it's
you're,
fun.
yeah, it's the whole family, get them all going.
I know, that's what my dad says too. He wants to get my sister involved. My mom was even saying, even your younger brother would be good at it. So we should all just go and do it.
Well, they're gonna be watching you now to see what
Right,
happens.
I know.
Yep.
For
You're
sure.
gonna raise the bar for the whole family. And then how about your sons?
The one
They
son,
work with you at all?
one son, Travis, he does a lot of work with me, but the other one, he's more of the job. He wants to get out there and work. But Travis is doing the same thing I'm doing. He comes to the herd too, deals with a lot of the people here. That's good.
And you'll be doing the Kachina market as well?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
and that's your main focus, so you're gonna be happy about that in April.
Yes, it's good to be back carving this, but now it's making time. Carvings don't happen overnight, and some people think that you can whip one out and, oh, is it ready? I'm gonna be in town next week. It's like, oh my God.
Well, you can whip one out overnight, it might not be that great. It takes a lot of time, and art takes a lot of
Yes,
time.
it does.
So this is an inspiring venture, I think, for all of us. I'm very excited this year. I've been kind of giddy all summer working on this and getting all these things put together. And again, we have many more styles than what I've shown, but it's pretty exciting, and there's different mediums. I don't think we've ever had anybody do copper. And the glass ones, we've had glass before, but I think this artist I really think he stepped up and raised the bar quite a bit. So I'm excited to see all the artists that are coming in. We have an artist from California coming in for the Ornament Marketplace, that he's a painter, and we have some artist that carves wood who's from Santa Clara Pueblo that'll be coming in. So that's pretty exciting. We've never had her work here before either. And she's a descendant of Margaret Tafoya. So I think that's pretty good, like a great granddaughter. And then we will have a Maricopa artist, which is pretty neat. So we have quite a few artists that are going to be from different areas doing different types of medium, you know, so that's going to be really good for us. And I just hope that, you know, this will even go further with the materials used and the designs that are being used. And, you know, I would love to see almost everything be done. So, you know, maybe by next year you'll be doing some beadwork. Just kidding. Which is probably not a medium that you've ever worked in.
But yeah, the variety, I mean, just what is here, it's all, everything is different. I mean, it's all new stuff. I've never seen any of this stuff. Even that glass, you know, I was already trying to pick it apart, wondering how did they do that? It's like, I have no idea, but it looks nice. I mean, it's really, whoever did that, what's his name?
Adrian Wall.
Adrian did a really good job. I've never seen anything like that. And silver.
Well,
It's
again,
very interesting.
it might make you feel good to know that he does make earrings. And of course, I said, hey, you know those earrings that you make, maybe make a bigger ornament? He goes, yeah, I can do that. I've done it before. Okay. And they're spectacular, a lot of these pieces.
Yeah.
This artist, I mean, this is what he works on most of the time with his mother. This is Brad Pantea. And he and his mother kind of work on these all year. So he's a pro. It's completely handmade. His work sells really fast. He sells out of here really fast. And there's all different designs this year. And not all different, but a lot of different ones. He sticks with some of the things that he always does, hummingbirds and, you know, the feather. But this year it seems to be the year of the feather. We have a few different artists with feathers here, okay? But that's a good thing because we haven't had them in the past. So this is pretty good. Yeah, this is really nice. But again, see, you started. But what's good is that, you know, I mean, we can suggest things to the artist, but it's all the artist design. This is your own inspiration, and it's all something that comes from you. So I think that's neat that a lot of artists kind of thought the same way, you know, with different designs. And then the wooden ones and the acrylic, they're beautiful, you know, just a really nice inspiration from her as well. So I think that's probably the best thing that I can say for this year. I'm pretty excited about it.
Yes.
And you'll be here early, right, buddy?
Be here early. Maybe they'll give me a key to come in early.
Oh, I really doubt that. No, just so.
Well, Laura, if you wouldn't mind, while we have some people submit their questions, hold up a few of Buddy's ornaments. I think your camera's a little bit closer, so they might be able to see a little bit.
Buddies.
Yeah. So go ahead and kind of hold those up. Beautiful. There you go. A little bit closer if you could, and then I'll spotlight you. There we go. Great.
That's one of Buddy's.
And then I know you mentioned quite a few of these will be available online. Will Buddies be available to purchase online?
No, they won't. Buddy will be only available to sell these in the shop. So his will only be available in the shop that weekend for those 3 days, the 26th through the 28th.
Great.
And then the signature ornament.
Oh, I've got that on my screen. I can.
You've got it on the screen. Okay. Okay.
So here we go. There's that signature ornament.
There you go. That's the right one. That's Jessica.
And then I want
Those are limited. They're each signed and numbered by Jessica. There's number 1 through number 40. So there's only 40. So those are only available till they're sold out.
And then I went ahead and pulled this picture because I think this is a great showcase of some more of those ornaments here. You know, you see some of the copper and then the signature and the glass one over here and the.
Are there any other ones you want to see up close?
I'm not sure if anyone wants to. I'm looking, nobody's really submitting any questions, but I think they're all really excited for the marketplace. And again, it'll be next Friday and here at the shop, and then members do save 10% on their purchase. So it's a great deal. Also encourage everyone to pick up a gift membership packet as well. As members, you save 20% on gift memberships. And we've got a whole host of events, and you can look forward to some upcoming member lounges kicking off on December 11th and 18th and all through the week between Christmas and New Year. So we are looking forward to seeing everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Buddy. You've both been fantastic. And Laura, really appreciate taking the time and organizing this talk for you. So with that, we'll go ahead and wrap it up, and everyone have a great afternoon.
Thank you.
You too.
Thank you.